As tradition stands, I've just written notes on my phone. I'm sitting here in my ambulance talking to you guys. I do this every Friday morning as a way to keep my brain focused on like what I'm doing. We're talking about mental health because that's a huge part of my journey in life. And I've had a lot of people that have sent me messages going, thank you for doing this. Thank you for the stuff that you talk about. It really helps me. And they're like, oh, you had some good points there and you had some good points there. And like, I really like this part. And so I'm just going to keep on doing it. Thanks for watching, all you guys that are here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to just, you know why. If you do hit the like button right now, that helps me. I feel better about it, and it grows the channel. All the algorithm stuff behind there. Just hit the like button, the little thumbs up thing. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You could do that for me right now. That would be awesome. Let me pull up my notes here. Big problem for me. I'm organized because I write it down, but I don't remember which thing I wrote it down in. I have so many apps that I write stuff down. And there's no service in here because I'm inside a metal box inside a metal box. I'm in my shop right now, which is a metal box inside a box. So, okay, it opened. All right. Here we are in the ambulance. It is coming along swimmingly. It is an insane amount of work. Everything that I watched online prior to starting this, people were like, plan to do like this much work and then double it because that's how much work it's going to take. And they are right. It is insane. Last week already, I was ready to put the walls on here. And then I was like, wait a minute, I have to run all my wiring first. Wait a minute, I have to run all my plumbing first. Wait a minute, I have to plan where my electrical boxes are going to go. So things like that, it take up time, and you're like, oh man, gosh. So we're well into the thick of it. I'm starting to get parts and stuff in here. This is, whatever, I'll show you on a different video, but that's my sink. My sink is here, so I got to build the kitchen. This is my home now, or will be my home. So I'm building a house, a tiny house on wheels. It's just a lot of work. There's right here is where my bed is going to be. I'm going to have a bench couch thing over there with a dining table thing that swivels around. So that's where I eat. Kitchen on this side, shower and stuff over there. Over there is going to be like pantry and closet and all that kind of stuff. And that's sort of about everything that needs to happen in here. Yeah, I'm having fun. We're making it happen. It's a good time. So ultimately, we are here to talk about mental health. That's what this podcast is about. I'll start with myself. My mental health is doing not too bad. It's something I've struggled with my entire life. Pretty strong. I've done all the medications for it. I've done tons and tons. I've done therapy for 20 years. I've done all the stuff you're supposed to do. So that's why I feel like I'm at a place where I have some value to talk about it because I have 20 years of experience in the field. So starting with myself, mine's not doing too bad right now. There is often lots of negative stuff that my brain just naturally focuses on that really bothers me because they're like, I feel like being happy right now. But my brain's like, nope, screw you, buddy. We're going to think about the negative stuff. There is some neurological things behind why your brain gravitates to that path of least resistance. That's maybe a little more advanced science than I'm able to talk about right now. I'd have to re-educate myself on that as to why the brain defaults to thinking and focusing on the negative more than the positive. So, some people's predisposition is just, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt beforehand. I want to focus on all the positives. I want to do everything I can to focus on positive things. Other people are just negative Nancys, and they want to focus on just negativity all the time. And that's part of just how we're all different. We're built differently that way. You can change it, but it's important to recognize that people are different. We're built differently, and we focus on different things, and that comes just how we come out of our mother. An interesting thing that I'm noticing right now as I go through life was I've been through a lot of severe heartbreak. We've talked about that before. Just touching on that again, I've been engaged twice, and that has gone south twice. So the first time that I was engaged, I was 150% in. I gave that girl my all, everything. We were going to be one. That went south, really bad, horrible situation. And as a result of that, I built that car. That was my fixing time, I guess you'd call it. So I spent, I don't know, a year building that car, many, many hours, like 3,000 hours into that car, SEMA spec, the whole thing, but that was where I spent my time. I needed to spend time, just me and my thoughts, figuring out who I am, what am I doing with my life, and having a project to work on. Just that's something for guys to do. And yeah, there's other people throughout the whole thing that I was talking to as I went through that all, lots of other stuff. But I can say that was a main, you want to call it a medication, I guess, to dealing with severe heartbreak like I'd never felt before. I went through 3 suicide attempts. That might have been something that helped me through all of that. Instead of sitting around doing nothing, just focusing and like brooding on all your negativity, there's something to do. There's a project there. You have to do something that helps you when you're down way at the bottom. Having something to do that's productive, great thing to have. Video games, I've been rolled into the video game thing before. Video games are fun. I would say that it's been helpful at certain times, especially when you develop a community online and you're building relationships with people there. That is a thing. I would say though that it often gets overdone into an addiction, and that becomes unhealthy. So there's pros and cons there also. I've experienced both of those. But for the most part, if you can build something tangible with your hands, that is a way better use of your time, or stronger use of your time, if you want to call it that, to dealing with severe depression, anxiety, low negative feelings about yourself, all that kind of stuff. That's what I just want to say to you guys. If you're having issues with that, build something. Men just like to build something. We like to create. We like to use our ideas and stuff. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be great. It can be complete shit, but as long as you're building something, give her. It's a very helpful tool. Very good for your brain. I often have legitimate reasons to be sad, to be down. Like, for whatever reason, my life, there's a lot of negative stuff that comes along. I know everybody has their problems, right? There's no person that doesn't have problems. It could be argued, and I'm probably biased on that argument, but I've had some pretty bad cards dealt my way. I think overall I've handled it pretty well, but I've had to go through some pretty rough stuff. And so right now with this whole project, this is actually doing a lot of good for my brain. I thought I'd be in a much worse place right now. Had put my dog down a while ago, and that I thought that was going to wreck me real hard. It still is hard. That guy was closer to me than any woman has ever been. It's on a different level. I'm not romantically involved with my dog, but because my dog was there through both of those severe heartbreak moments, there was a bond there that was created that was very strong. He was a staple figure in the community. I've had so many people that have I almost had to have a funeral for him because there's so many people that wanted to just celebrate the life of Turbo. And what a great dog. Man, that guy was freaking awesome. Phenomenal guy. I miss him a lot. Very much so. Yeah. He's a good guy. So I have a lot of legitimate negatives that I'm fighting, but right now I'm feeling strong and confident to wage war against the negative brain. So yeah, that goes back to negatives. They seem to overpopulate my brain a lot of the time, and just the way the human brain works, the negatives often cloud the positives, and it's easier to focus on the negatives than the positives, and it's a fight to focus on the positives sometimes. And when you're at your bitter end and you're exhausted and super tired and you don't have energy to fight for the positives, you're just like, I don't have it in me. And that's often a reason why people spiral down into anxiety and depression, because they're just they don't have the energy to fight for the good. And I feel bad for those people. It's not a fun place to be. I've been there many times. That's where having a project like this, that helps with that it gets your mind off of the negative stuff. You're not necessarily thinking about all the positives, but it's off of the negatives because, oh, look, I have to connect these wires into an electrical box and mount this on the wall. Cool. As a guy, I'm in one box at a time. I'm in electrical box right now. I'm not thinking about the negative box. It's still there. I know that it's there, but I'm not focused on it. But you're also not focused on the happy box. That's how men work. Men are waffles, women are spaghetti. If you're new here, you don't know that, maybe you do know that. I don't know. I learned that a long time ago. There's a book about it. I think it's even called Men Are Waffles, Women Are Spaghetti. Women's brains, they're all spaghetti. Everything's all connected, and it's crazy chaos, and men are waffles. We got our boxes. I'm in this box right now, or I'm in this box, and I'm in this box. And men do, in fact, have a nothing box. That is a thing. It is a legitimate thing. We can sit here in a chair, literally think about nothing. I'm just a dumb goon, and that's fine. So, and that's just how we take a break sometimes. Women don't understand it. Totally fine. We're not asking you to understand it. At least, well, I'm not. Anyways, continuing on. I had one of my editors quit on me yesterday. I was like, just gosh darn it, man. I'm doing so many things right now. I feel like I'm trying to survive in business right now because work just ramped up like crazy. And I was like, I don't have the infrastructure behind me to do all this amount of work that's coming. So I was like frantically trying to hire guys, get people to do stuff before people have paid me any money. So it's like you're going from like not making a whole lot of money to like, bam, here's a bunch of money. So then I've done all the work and then I have to pay editors, but this money hasn't been paid to me yet because they haven't received the product. Like that's part of developing the business. I don't have this big cash flow sump here to, I can pay my editors out of that stuff while I'm waiting for this payment to come through. I was like, so that's been a little bit stressful on me. Cause you don't want to pay people like out of your credit card and then you're paying 30% on that. That doesn't make sense business-wise. That's all profits gone. So I've managed to not get myself into any trouble, but it was getting a little bit tight there for a minute. And then one of my editors quit on me, and this was halfway through a project. And that part's not fun. As a business owner, part of my job is just handling these situations. All right, now I have another thought because a guy just texted me and he's upset about $7 in difference. You know who you are. You're talking to me right now.
I will look for you. I will find you.
$7. Let's not... We're wasting brain space talking about $7. Now my podcast is interrupted because $7. We're like, gosh, let's move on, dude. Back to what I was saying. One of my editors quit. Now I have to go spend a bunch of time finding another editor, vetting them. Are they a good person? Are they a bad person? It's time consuming. I need to be focusing on this. I need to be focused on making new connections with new businesses. I need to go out and I need to go out and film stuff for editors to edit. Like there's lots of stuff that I'm doing. So to go and find someone else, I think that's just part of being a business owner. One of the struggles of being a business owner is hiring the right guys who's going to be able to be there consistently, who's going to be there producing a constant product, that whole thing. So it's just, I'm annoyed by that right now. And you're like, come on, like at least quit when you're done the work. Don't quit in the middle of the project. My customer already paid. They're waiting for their videos. But now I have to go hire a new guy and like be like, hey, how fast can you make this? Because they're waiting. I'm like, that's not fair to the new guy either. But I don't know. It's part of business. It is what it is. So, and that's something about being the boss. You, as far as mental health goes, I feel like lots of business owners, they know more about mental health than I think they know. When you're in charge of lots of other stuff, you're carrying a pretty large load. This is why CEOs get paid way more money. Who's calling me? Patrick. Yo, dog, I'm filming a podcast right now and you're interrupting me. Yeah, you wanna call me back in 20 minutes?
It'll probably be a little bit later than that, but you have to break that later today?
Yeah.
All right, I'll call you in like probably an hour.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, you get back to it then.
All righty, man, we'll do. Okay, bye. What I was saying, the reason a CEO of a company gets paid way more money is because they're handling larger problems. Larger problems mean that you make more money because that's how that works. Someone at McDonald's is not responsible for a giant corporation. That's not an equivalent pay scale thing there. I don't know what that has to do with mental health. That's just business. All right, we're talking about business right now. This is my podcast. I can talk about whatever I want. One of the places that I'm at now, I like the challenges that come along. Challenges, don't get me wrong, lots of them suck and they're hard and you're like, I don't want to do this right now. But overall, I do like the challenge because I've gone through so much hardship. I am able to handle lots of difficulties, lots of different responsibilities are involved in that. And it brings me a sense of maybe a sense of purpose, or there's some value there that, okay, I can handle these difficult things. I can make these difficult decisions, and it doesn't completely wreck me. It doesn't completely, like, everything just doesn't go to hell because I can't handle it. That I've been in that scenario before. Often I feel like I can't handle it, but then later on I look back at the situation and I'm like, no, you know what? I actually handled that really well. Like, good job. Okay, I know how to handle stuff. And in the grand scheme of things, that helps me feel like I'm worth more, because I can look back at my situations and be like, you know what? I actually handled that really well. I minimized this. I maximized that. Okay, cool. I'm actually worth more money than a kid working in McDonald's, because they wouldn't be able to survive in that scenario. They wouldn't be able to function or make good decisions, that kind of thing. Not saying that I know how to make all the best decisions. I constantly feel like I am way in over my head. But when I look back at everything and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually, I'm not too bad. I feel like I'm immature a lot, but at the same time, I'm also quite mature in a lot of the things that I do. I just don't recognize it as often. I feel like I'm more immature than I am mature. I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? I'm not sure. Every hardship is an exercise that makes us stronger when the next challenge comes around. That was my whole point from that. Every time you go through something difficult, it strengthens your mind, it strengthens your being, it strengthens your ability to go through the next challenge a little bit stronger. Same as going to the gym. It's a challenge to lift heavy weights, but when you do it every day, you're a little bit stronger every day, and then before you know it, bam, you're an Olympic bodybuilder.
You serious? Ariat Dirt World Summit.
Guys, that's all I got for this week. I'm keeping it short because I need to work on this thing. There's so much stuff that I need to do. I'm trying to get down to Ariat Dirt World Summit. I hope this episode is out before then. I'm not sure where that's going to be because I'm hiring new editors and I don't have time to edit this podcast, because I'm doing all this stuff trying to get it done. So I'm hoping that my editors are able to work on this before that. That's the goal, at least. I'm trying to pump out one a week. Right now I'm training editors on how to edit for the style that I want this podcast to look. So that's just where that is at. So thank you for being patient. I know it's been a little while since I've put some stuff out, or at least at the time of this recording, it has been like a month since I put out my last episode, and I'm trying to do it once a week. And they're like, it's difficult, but that's where I got to pay an editor to do this stuff. So yeah, we're keeping it short, and that's all I got. I got to get back to putting this stuff in. My Starlink is here. All my plumbing is here. I got half of my kitchen, so I got to build all that. I got to finish doing some of the wiring. All this stuff is floating around here. I was going to move this, but that's going to be so much work. I have to basically make a whole new wire harness for that. Not interested in doing that, so I think I'm just going to structure my roof around that and build a thing around it that looks cool. It's going to be the idea there. So, I got anything else in here? Oh yeah, I'm working on the wrap also. I might have a deal going with a local company there. We're going to trade some services, and we're going to help each other out that way, which will be cool. And I might have tracked down some four-wheel drive parts to do it on this thing. I was talking to a guy that made a whole conversion system for an ambulance. On his website, it was like, this is $7,000. I was like, that's a lot of money, but okay. Then I called him and I was like, oh, it's for an ambulance, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, then it's going to be $30,000. I'm like, ha, ha, ha. 30 is a lot, sir. I could build my own lift for quite a lot less. So that's the road that we're going to take. It's just going to take a little bit more time to do. And I might have to do my first trip with this thing without the lift kit on it because I don't have time. If I do have time, then yeah, we're going to make it happen. But if I don't have time, I'm just going to have to wait till I get back and I can do it again. So yeah, right on. That's all I got. I'm off to work. Thanks for watching. See you guys.